Hey guys, welcome back to Modern Polygyny. I'm Ray.
I'm Prince.
And on this channel, we discuss polygyny and relationships in general. We encourage, uplift, and support people who are involved in this lifestyle and people who have a genuine curiosity. We will not debate or go back and forth with you because this is a lifestyle that we chose for our family. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing what polygyny looks like for us and what it may look like for you.
So first thing is, what does a marriage even look like?
So this is a question a lot of people have because a lot of people are confused. Obviously, in the United States, polygyny itself is illegal, right? So for us, it involves a ceremony that all three of us partake in. Us and my husband's other wife would partake in together. Her last name would be changed to our last name legally. And then me and my husband are already married on paper. So his other wife, they will not be married on paper, but committed to each other nonetheless. And I think that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people aren't necessarily married on paper. Even the first two that are together, it's just a commitment to each other. And before the United States had us signing paperwork, that's just how it was anyway. So.
Right. And I don't think polygyny should be illegal, by the way.
No, I don't think so either. I think if everything else is allowed to be
legal. Yeah, if everything else is
polygyny.
legal, if you can marry, same sex, or you could change your gender.
Yeah.
You should be able to marry as many people as you feel like marrying.
I believe the same thing, especially if it's in a committed marriage that nobody's being forced into.
Right.
So that's what the actual marriage looks like for us.
And as long as, also let me add this, because this is another concern of the governments, right? Mm-hmm. That you have 5 or 6 wives and you are on some kind of government assistance. Mm-hmm. So I do agree with the government with that. Like, if you're gonna live this kind of lifestyle, you shouldn't be on government assistance.
Agree.
Because it just creates more of a burden for the rest of us.
Yeah. So the next thing that comes up all the time is, how would you guys actually live together?
Yeah, so are you living together or are you living in separate homes? And to answer one of our subscribers' questions that he had, he wanted to know how important is it that they get along and, they vibe together, right? They gel. That depends. If you are all planning on living together, it's very important that they get along. Right. It's very important, right? If they're gonna be living in separate homes, that's a whole nother thing, like, do they really have to like each other like that? Or are they going to be, how often are they going to be crossing paths, right? As long as they know about each other and this is something that everyone consents to as adults, they may not have to necessarily like each other too much. Right.
I think that our situation is we all live in one household. And so we would have to get along. It pushes you to sort out your problems, work out your issues. When you live separately, if you're only going to see each other on holidays or, maybe every other weekend when you guys get together or whatnot. And we don't know a lot of people that practice polygyny, but most of the people that we do know live in separate houses.
Yes. I only know one person where they live in the same household and they make it work for them and it's good.
Right.
But that's how it looks like for us.
Right.
So the next question is, does your sister wife or sister wives bear your children? And I can speak for our situation. We have enough kids and I personally don't want any more children of my own, but I would be open to taking someone in that has children.
We actually prefer that.
Yeah, I prefer that. Yeah. I prefer someone that does have children, and I would treat your children as if they were mine. Mm-hmm. So that's just what ours looks like. But everyone has their own why, and that's why you have to know your why.
Right.
Your why is important because some women cannot have children, so that could be.
The idea is the second wife would help build a legacy that way.
Or sometimes a wife doesn't want any more children of her own, so a man wants to continue to build his legacy and have more children. So that's how that just do what you want.
So the next thing is, does everybody contribute financially, and what are the roles of everybody in the household?
Oh, that's a good question. Everyone's situation may look different, I
mean, if you watch Sister Wives, one of the gentlemen doesn't work and all his other wives work. It works for them.
And sometimes everyone works and contributes.
There we go.
owns a business or however, you know, they make
and
money.
I think it's important to note, a lot of people think that a man should be the sole provider and have a whole lot of money to enter into this situation. That's unfair, because if you were in a monogamous relationship, you as a woman would probably work. So if you would work in a monogamous relationship and that's okay with you, why wouldn't it be okay for you to work in a polygynous situation? I don't get it. But that's how a lot of women say, oh, polygyny is not right because a man doesn't make enough money to take care of everybody and nobody else contributes financially to the household. But that's not always fair, and that's not always the way that it works out.
Right. So how our situation looks is the women pretty much do whatever they want, you know. So if they would like to be stay-at-home mothers and contribute that way, they can. If they would like to go out and work, they can. And we just keep it like that, you know?
Yeah, because we have a pretty stable situation. We're not getting into it for anybody else's, to gain anything financially. So if she doesn't want to work outside of the home, she doesn't have to. And if she wants to, she can. That's her choice. And, you know, we keep working from there. Just as long as everybody contributes in some way.
Right. Because that's, at the end of the day, for us, that's what this is about. It's about building a family unit and building, you know, building our empire.
And a support system.
And a support system.
So that's how we work as far as who contributes financially and what roles are played.
And for the last question, how many wives are involved? That could actually look like anything as well. It depends. So with our situation, we're only looking for one more. Because at the end of the day, when you come into this, you have to be responsible. And as a man, I'm responsible enough and mindful enough to know that I am comfortable and willing and able to handle 2 women.
Right.
And that's in every way.
Yeah.
Now, some men, they may say they want 4 or 5 wives or 3. I'm cool with 2, and you know, also with religious as well. So I actually have a few friends that they practice Islam. So I know in Islam you're allowed to have up to 4 wives. So, and even though you can have up to 4, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's wise to have that many wives and that many different personalities in the house.
Right. Or that many. I think it becomes unreasonable, especially if you're not living in the same house, because how much time does your wife actually have with you if you have 4 of them?
Right.
Or if you have 5 of them? So it's like, you know.
And also I want to go back to the housing situation, right? So for our situation, it wouldn't make sense for us to have women that live outside of our house, because like I said, our whole thing is about building, right? And I feel like that would further take away from if I'm paying for 2 different mortgages or for a mortgage and a rent.
Right.
And
2 houses full of food.
Yeah, 2 houses full of food.
We know that's expensive.
Yeah. So. And also with the time management.
He's not good with time
management. I'm not that good at time management. So, and in polygyny, you should be good with time management. Right. But you also have to know yourself. I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on it. But I know myself, so for me,
that's why this works well for us, everybody in the same house.
For me, it's easier to have everyone right there in the same house.
Right.
And you know, everyone gets along well.
Yeah.
And we do it like that.
Yep.
So that will conclude today's video. And please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and where else?
They can email us. We have our email in the description box if they need anything.
Right, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.